2 women are silently smiling in this matter. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Something happened last night while you were unaware, something that changed the entire atmosphere around your name. It wasn't loud, it wasn't public, but it was powerful enough to send a shiver through the air of your destiny. 2 women sat in silence, yet their expressions were filled with concealed victory and knowledge you weren't meant to discover. Their smiles weren't from joy, they were calculated, precise, the kind that only appears when something hidden has been successfully executed. Their silence is not ignorance, it is strategy, and their every quiet glance holds a story you're not supposed to know. You have been walking with trust, giving love, speaking truth, unaware that these 2 women have been discussing what is yours. They are not strangers. One of them even greeted you recently with kindness, and you had no idea her smile was poisoned with secrets. Angel says, now is the time for revelation, for there's a hand reaching toward your path intending to adjust it in your absence. They've seen something written about you, something you never knew existed. And instead of telling you, they are watching it unfold from a distance. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Your name appeared on a letter one of them kept hidden in her drawer, folded in half, with a seal she didn't break alone. She read your part aloud to the other woman and smiled, not because of what it said, but because of what it meant you wouldn't get to say. They assumed you wouldn't fight for it because you don't even know it's happening. You gave them no reason to fear you, and they used that peace to move in shadows. But now, light is coming, and it will not arrive quietly, it will explode through the silence they created. Angel says, the timing has shifted. The very same women who smiled are now being watched by a higher power you called unknowingly. They are preparing a story, just in case you find out, just in case this reaches you. But it's too late to erase their trail. What they've done left an invisible print, and your name is glowing in the center of it. Type Amen to get blessing 944. They laughed when they mentioned your future, assuming it would be delayed. One of them is closer to you than you realize, and she's pretending she doesn't know what's going on. That smile? It's a cover for panic. The moment she sensed something shifting, her confidence began to tremble beneath the surface. She's trying to act calm, but she keeps checking a certain message thread repeatedly. The last thing they want is for you to receive this truth. But the angel who watches you is already moving in front of your silence, rewriting the script you didn't know was being written. Comment if this speaks to your situation. The women who thought they were steps ahead are about to stumble into the very thing they tried to block. Type Amen to get blessing 1007. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You may feel tired lately. That's not just your body, it's the spiritual weight of what they're doing. But the good news is, they underestimated your covering. They believed your silence meant absence of power. But in truth, it was the calm before the hand of God began to move. One of them has already confessed to a third person, thinking it wouldn't reach you. She thought whispering would keep her safe. But whispers always find wings when heaven hears them. Angel says, you were never meant to beg for what belongs to you, and now the shift will begin. They will start experiencing the results of their own decisions. Doors they tried to shut for you will begin shutting on them. Type Amen to get blessing 1222. There's a conversation they had at a dinner table, you weren't there, but your name was. The words spoken were drenched in manipulation, but they smiled as though it was casual. That night, they agreed on something they shouldn't have touched. They had no idea an angel was present. Invisible, but recording everything. Now that record is opening, and justice is no longer delayed. You will feel it soon, a moment where clarity strikes like lightning. You will feel who they are, and the way they look at you next will confirm it. Type Amen to get blessing 1349. They expected you to be heartbroken. But what's rising in you is not sadness, it's boldness born from pain. You are about to reclaim what was mentioned behind closed lips. Your image was brought up in laughter, but now your name will be spoken with fear. Not because you're cruel, but because they finally realize they can't stop the truth anymore. Angel says, prepare yourself, because the very moment they've been dreading is the one you're walking into. They are losing their hold over what they kept hidden. You are not stepping back, you are rising without begging anyone to pull you forward. Type Amen to get blessing 1457. One of them is checking her phone often, looking for a signal that their plan hasn't been exposed. But something inside her is trembling now, because the smile isn't working like it used to. You've changed, and the air around you feels charged with divine energy. That's why they're nervous even though they won't say it. Because the silence they used to weaponize is now working against them. One more thing, the angel says a surprising name will appear, someone you didn't expect to defend you. They've been watching the situation quietly and are ready to speak. Their voice will shake the ground of every lie told about you. Type Amen to get blessing 1586. There's also a document, one they didn't intend for you to ever see. But circumstances are being rearranged for it to fall right into your hands. And when you read it, everything will make sense. They will try to explain, to pretend they had no ill intent. But the truth will speak louder than their revision. Angel says, your hands will soon hold proof, not just pain. You have cried enough. Now comes the moment of reversal. Type Amen to get blessing 1777. Their laughter will turn to confusion. The same hands that signed something behind your back will now be unable to stop what's ahead. Because heaven has seen the full blueprint, and you are being brought forward. Every moment they thought they delayed your life was simply preparing a louder unveiling. You were never left behind, you were being hidden for the right time. Now, you're rising, and the angel says nothing they say can undo what has been written for you. Comment, I receive, if this is for you. Because this message is divine justice in motion. Type Amen to get blessing 1888. You will dream of this soon. And in that dream, one of the women will be laughing again, but this time you will be able to hear the lie underneath. When you wake up, your heart will feel stronger. You're no longer the same person who would have let this pass. You've grown stronger from the very tears they hoped would break you. This story will not end in their favor. The angel assigned to your justice is already clearing the path ahead. The smile they wore will be their greatest regret. Type Amen to get blessing 1995. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. There's something else. One of them tried to remove your name from a list. She did it thinking you wouldn't notice, but the list has been updated by a higher hand. Your name has not only been restored, it has been elevated. She saw it in a message that she deleted quickly. But she can't delete what's been written in heaven. Angel says, this was the last time they will interfere with your blessing. You are walking into a season where silence will be your sword. Because when they realize what you know, you won't even need to confront them. Type Amen to get blessing 2090. They will feel your presence change. You'll enter a room and no longer question who's for you and who isn't. You will already know. Because their smile will now make you alert, not comforted. That awareness is your protection now. They were allowed to laugh only so the justice could be full when it arrived. Angel says, prepare yourself emotionally. Because the reversal will not be private, it will be witnessed by those who need to know. Type Amen to get blessing 2220. They underestimated who you are. But this situation is not going to break you, it is going to build the boldest version of you yet. Even in their laughter, something inside them feared you'd find out. And now that you have, their joy will evaporate into regret. This moment is sacred. It marks your shift. Angel says, now heaven watches not them, but you, and what you'll do with this rising light. You don't have to prove anything. The truth already knows your name. Type Amen to get blessing 2301. And the silence they once used as a weapon? It will now be your armor. You don't need to shout your discovery. Let the angel handle the unveiling. Your blessing is too powerful to be stopped by two smiling shadows. They may have started something, but God is about to finish it. And what they see next will make them understand they messed with someone protected. Angel says, let your next steps be quiet but firm. Because everything hidden is now being revealed. Type Amen to get blessing 2456. You are not broken, you are being built. You are not behind, you are being positioned. And this entire situation is proof that no lie can steal what's already yours. You're not just being defended, you're being exalted. And your silence will be louder than every fake smile that ever sat across from you. Angel says, it is done. And so it begins. The shift. The rising. The return. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. The story about you has shifted, and now they don't know where they stand. Those who once whispered behind your back are realizing the silence is echoing back to them. Every word spoken against you is being brought into the light, without you having to say a single thing. The two women who once smirked with secrets now look over their shoulders, unsure who else knows. They thought they were playing a quiet game, but heaven was never silent. Your destiny was never up for negotiation, and now, everything they tampered with is being restored. Angel says, the tears you cried in silence are being weighed in glory. You were not abandoned, you were being quietly prepared for this moment of return. Type Amen to get blessing 2777. There's a shift coming to your house, your name, your entire environment. You will not walk the same path again, this time, you're walking with clarity in divine fire. And those who tried to delay you will be shocked to see how fast things begin to move in your favor. Their plans, though calculated, never had the strength to override what was written for you. They are starting to sense that you know more than you've said. And that is the most powerful position to be in, quiet strength. Your steps are now surrounded by angelic watch. Not only are you being guided, but you're also being guarded from any last-minute interference. Type Amen to get blessing 2890. They will soon try to befriend you again, acting as if nothing ever happened. But your soul has shifted, you now feel the energy behind false kindness. You don't need confrontation, because discernment is already making decisions for you. You'll know when to respond, when to step away, and when to let silence speak. And the beauty is, you won't even feel bitter, you'll feel blessed. Because this entire experience didn't damage you, it uncovered your depth. Angel says, this was never punishment, it was preparation for elevation. And now, the celebration begins, without their permission. Type Amen to get blessing 3000. Even your appearance will begin to change. You'll start glowing, not because of makeup or light, but because peace is returning. You'll sleep differently. You'll walk differently. Your eyes will no longer carry the weight of betrayal. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They will see it, and they will wonder if you ever really knew. And the truth is, you always did. You just allowed grace to lead the way. And now that grace is making way for greatness. The silence they once used is now your reward. Because you didn't fight dirty, you let God fight silently for you. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. A certain opportunity is coming back to you. Something they tried to block is circling again, only this time, with more power and proof. You will receive the confirmation in an unexpected message, one that they cannot interfere with. And when it arrives, it will feel like a spiritual vindication. It's not about revenge, it's about recognition. Everything they thought they stole is being returned with interest. Angel says, this is a divine correction, and you are being honored. Nothing they do next will change that. Type Amen to get blessing 3255. Start preparing emotionally, because you will see them again. One may try to apologize with half-truths. The other might act as if nothing occurred. You don't need to explain what you know. Just smile, and let your growth speak louder. Your grace will confuse them more than your words. And your peace will protect you from their energy. They will feel the distance that comes when heaven closes a door they once had access to. They've been watching you rise, wondering when their plans began to unravel. It started the moment you chose stillness over revenge. Type Amen to get blessing 3380. There's an envelope with your name on it, spiritually and maybe even physically. It contains something important, something delayed because of their interference. But no more. The seal is being broken by the angel assigned to your truth. Your restoration has a scent to it, fresh, clean, new. Everything that once felt heavy is falling off. You're being reintroduced to the world as the version of you that was always meant to shine. Angel says, you survived the silence and now you will shine through the truth. The same people who tried to block your future will now witness it unfold. Type Amen to get blessing 3492. Look out for signs. A repeated number, a bird at your window, a name you haven't heard in years. These are confirmations that the atmosphere around you is changing. They can no longer follow you where you're going. The path ahead is protected, cleared, and marked only for your feet. You will feel lighter, because the weight of betrayal has lifted. This chapter is closing, and you don't have to slam the door. Just walk forward, and let heaven lock it behind you. Type Amen to get blessing 3616. The day they smiled in silence was the same day your angels began to assemble. They were plotting, but heaven was planning. And now, the plan is in motion, and nothing they do can undo it. You've been upgraded in the spirit. And that's why everything feels different. That's why the old circles are fading, and new doors are appearing. This was never about revenge, it was about revelation. And now that you've seen it, you will never unsee it. Type Amen to get blessing 3740. Let them wonder. Let them try to guess how much you know. Let them feel the consequences of stepping into your divine space without permission. You are chosen. You are called. And nothing about their smiles will stop what heaven has sealed. Angel says, this is your divine return. And the silence is finally speaking for you. Type Amen to get blessing 4000. The silence that once felt like abandonment is now the most powerful confirmation that you were being prepared in secret. Everything that felt unfair, every lonely moment, every tear you cried behind closed doors, it was seen. But now, justice walks with you. Not loudly, not angrily, just unshakably. The women who smiled are not evil, they are simply unaware of what it means to touch a chosen one. They confused your softness for weakness and your patience for ignorance. But Angel says, your name carries authority they did not recognize until too late. Their plan worked, for a moment. But it was that moment that exposed them to the heavens. Now, everything they did is being reversed in waves they cannot control. Type Amen to get blessing 4144. One of them is already facing small disruptions, things she thought were secured are slipping. The other is experiencing strange delays, opportunities she once controlled are falling through her fingers. And they're both realizing that something they can't see is watching them now. That something is divine justice. It doesn't scream. It doesn't rush. It simply waits for the perfect moment. And that moment is now hovering over you, blessing you, cloaking you in undeniable favor. You will walk into rooms that once closed on you. You will sit at tables they tried to keep you from. And they'll watch, not with jealousy, but with quiet fear, because they know what they tried to do. Angel says, this is the result of faithfulness, of holding your peace while the storm brewed. And now the storm is turning on them. Type Amen to get blessing 4277. You don't need to announce anything. The way your life starts to unfold will speak louder than their silence ever did. They will whisper to others trying to explain, but no one will believe them anymore. The glow you now carry will disarm them. It will force them to face what they tried to deny. That you are not ordinary, and you were never meant to be forgotten. You were not quiet because you were unaware. You were quiet because you were waiting for God's moment. And that moment has come. Type Amen to get blessing 4411. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Soon, one of them will reach out indirectly. She won't mention what happened, but she'll try to reconnect casually. Don't respond with bitterness. Respond with wisdom. The angel says you don't need to revisit the betrayal. You simply need to keep walking forward in silence, while grace makes everything right. There is power in stillness, and they are beginning to feel it. You will be offered something soon, an invitation, a position, a connection. It will shock you. But it's a reward for staying faithful through the betrayal. Receive it without hesitation, it's yours. Type Amen to get blessing 4533. Your dreams may intensify. You might even see their faces or hear them laughing in visions. Don't fear it, those are signs that the energy is shifting and your spirit is being fully released. You are no longer connected to their limitations. They can no longer slow you down with hidden intentions. You're walking in a clarity that no smile can disguise. They've noticed it too. They speak less now, because they sense their time of influence is over. Angel says, your rise is not dependent on their recognition, it's happening because heaven approved it. Type Amen to get blessing 4660. There's a moment coming, a quiet realization for them. They'll both sit in a space they once celebrated in, and they'll feel the absence of joy. Because joy cannot exist where deception was planted. And your presence will no longer be there to fill the room. That's when they'll understand. That's when their smiles will fade, not out of guilt, but because the truth has spoken. The truth doesn't need defense. It just needs time, and the time has come. Angel says, you didn't lose anything. You were protected from something. Type Amen to get blessing 4789. You're not bitter, you're blessed. You're not broken, you're building. And the women who once smiled at your downfall will now see your rising with awe. They won't dare speak against you again. Because they know what followed their last attempt. And even if they try, their words will fall empty. What was stolen is being restored in multiplied form. And you'll know it's real because it'll come in ways they can't stop or manipulate. This is your confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 4900. Look forward now. Don't look back unless it's to honor how far you've come. There is no more time to waste on betrayal. You've crossed a threshold. You're in a new space where only truth can breathe. Those who once manipulated your light now stand outside of it. Angel says, bless them in your heart, but leave them in your past. Because your future doesn't require their presence. Type Amen to get blessing 5000. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.